we shall be live in 2 seconds. How everybody doing? We are live. All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Start Building Your Wealth Challenge Eve, because tomorrow, Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to get this thing started to help you build a wealth ecosystem. Now, I have a question for you guys. Put in the chat box and let me know how many of you already have a business. Put a B in the chat box if you already have a business. I also want to know how many of you are already investing. Put an I in the chat box if you're already investing. Maybe it's with low amounts, but maybe you're already investing. Now, also in the chat box, let me know how many of you are some sort of an influencer, like you have following maybe on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. Maybe you have written a book. Maybe you're active on social media. You have some sort of influence. If that's you, put an I in the chat box for, so investing would be I. So influencer, we'll say expert influencer. If you're an expert, actually, let's put an F for famous. If you're famous, put an F in the chat box. And if you have some sort of expertise, put an E in the chat box. The reason why I'm telling you this is because these are all elements of a wealth ecosystem, but not quite. There's another thing that the wealth ecosystem also includes, and that is called protection, wealth protection. Now, put a P in the chat box if your wealth is currently protected. The wealth ecosystem, many of you have probably heard me talk about the wealth ecosystem. You're like, okay, what is it, Kiana? What is it? And the backstory about that is that when I always wanted to become wealthy. Like it was my dream when I was a kid. Then I had all these money beliefs, and my parents would say, hey, money is not going to make you buy your happiness. In Iran, even talking about money was kind of taboo. Like you had to choose between science and wealth. And if you wanted to become wealthy, you basically were a bad person. The same was in Japan. When I was in Japan, also, I found out like in Japan, talking anything about money was just like really taboo. You weren't allowed to talk about money. So I kind of forgot about it, but it was deep down something that I always wanted because I didn't have much money growing up, right? And my first thing was, okay, if I become famous, I'm probably going to become wealthy, because all I saw on TV was like, oh my gosh, all these famous people, what are they doing? They are showing off their money. They have all these cars. They're living in these beautiful houses. So maybe if I can become famous, I'm going to become wealthy. Now, I went ahead and I did become wealthy. I actually had a Japanese TV show in Japan. When I came to America, I actually wrote a book, my first book, and it was published by McGraw-Hill. And I was making some money, but I still wasn't wealthy. So I found out that, you know what, becoming famous is not going to equal becoming wealthy. And I was like, all right, so maybe I should start investing. So I started investing, and I was investing. I had a very good strategy. I went from $500 investment to $50,000 in 3 years. A great investment strategy, but $50,000 is not really $1 million status. How many of you guys can agree $50,000 is not $1 million status? So it wasn't until a very, very long time. It wasn't until 2019 that I found out these may be elements of wealth creation, but all of them together, one of them alone is not going to make me wealthy. It wasn't until 2019 that I found out how to build an ecosystem of wealth that is going to guarantee not only wealth creation, not only wealth preservation, but also wealth protection. So that is what we're going to talk about in the Start Building Your Wealth Challenge, how to create your own wealth ecosystem so that you too can not only become financially free, but also can create generational wealth for the generations to come. Now, for those of you who put a B in the chat box for business, for those of you who already have a business, maybe it's a small business, maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're a lawyer, doctor, maybe you're a coach online. So first of all, I would love to know what kind of a business you're in, but I would love to know how many of you are struggling to get your business to 7-figure net income per year. Because I was actually chatting with my accountant the other day, and he was like, Kiana, you're literally crushing it, because I have clients, he has clients like big names, big entrepreneur names, who make like $10 million in revenue per year, but then they net in either break even or at best $200,000. Meanwhile, we have students who have an income of $50,000, and then they have a net worth of $200,000 because they have a wealth ecosystem. So let me know what kind of business you're in, and where are you stuck? Are you stuck at 100K per year? Are you stuck at 200K per year? Are you stuck at maybe you're not even making any money, or maybe you are making money, but you're not netting the amount that will really keep up with your lifestyle. Because a lot of people, like, they may be making money, but they are not living up to their lifestyle. So, and the real reason for that is precisely because people don't have a wealth ecosystem. So for those of you who are business owners, we're going to talk about business owners first, but how many of you guys got into business because you wanted to take control of your schedule, you wanted to have more freedom, and make a buckload of money, but right now you're just tired, you're super busy, you're making all this like effort, but you're not getting anywhere? Can you guys relate? And then you have to pay for advertising, you have to pay for employers, you have to pay for employees, and you're still not going anywhere, right? That was certainly me for such a long time. I was like, okay, I'm a business owner, I'm going to do this and this and that, but I wasn't getting to my financial freedom number. Not many of it, a lot of it had to do with my money mindset, but it also had to do with the fact that I thought the harder I work, I'm gonna, like, if I work like super duper hard, I have to earn becoming wealthy. Now, how many of you business owners, or maybe you're not a business owner, maybe you are, maybe you have a 9-to-5 job and you want to become a business owner. So I want to know how many of you are actually also looking at the questions over here. Charles have a very interesting question. I'm going to get to that question in just a little bit. So how many of you are super hard workers? I know it's a Sunday night. Tomorrow is Monday. How many of you are resenting the start of Monday? Like Monday night, Monday morning. Oh, you guys, one quick announcement on Facebook. There is an impersonator in the chat box who's saying, Kiana Danielle, congratulations, supporting our local community. That is not me. That is a scammer. Is asking you to send Bitcoin to that address. That is not me. On Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram, my only account has a verified blue check next to it. Please report and block that account. Once again, community PCA over here, you guys, that on Facebook, that Kiana Danielle profile that is saying congratulations, supporting our local communities, send Bitcoin to this wallet address. That is not me. That is not me. Please block that account. My only accounts have a verified blue check mark. All right. So where were we? We were talking about how many of you are super hard workers, but you are actually like not where you want to be. Because what if I told you that I found out after all of my years of hard work, like I was working super hard. I would get out like at 5 a.m. I would do like multiple gigs, go here, go there, and then invest and do all these things. And then I was still not rich. So what if I told you that I found out that you don't have to actually work hard to make more money? Because guess what? All these billionaires, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, yes, they do work. They work hard, but they're billionaires with the same amount of time within a day. So my question for you is Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates or any other like a random millionaire, it doesn't even have to be these billionaires, the CEO of the next, I don't know, some company, Tony Robbins, do they work a billion times harder than you to be deserving of a billion times more money than you? Right? So what if I told you that you need to stop working hard and you need to start working smart? And working smart, what I found out, is precisely building that wealth ecosystem so that you are putting some work. Obviously, I'm not saying that you're not going to put in any work. Obviously, I'm encouraging you to even come in to our Start Building Your Wealth challenge and take the challenge and put in the effort and take action. So you have to put in some effort, but you don't have to put in 1,000,000 times more effort to make $1 million. But creating a wealth ecosystem that will leverage your active income, that will give you tax breaks, that will create passive income without producing more work for you. So you're going to make some work, you're going to put in some effort, you're going to make that money, and then you're going to automate it, and they're going to put it in this wealth ecosystem so that the rest of the work is done within the wealth ecosystem. That is what I call this Diva Wealth ecosystem. It has 4 components. 4 components. If we're taking notes, this is what you want, what you want to take notes about, right? The wealth ecosystem, the first component obviously is income. You need to increase your income. You cannot invest, you cannot enter, you cannot do any other thing if you're not actively investing in yourself. So to learn high income producing skills so that you can increase your income. So investing in yourself, what's investing in yourself is maybe going to university and learning to do something, maybe doing self-education and learning a new skill, maybe putting the time doing freelancing, maybe interning someplace so that you learn on the job about a new skill that is high income producing. What is high income producing and what is not high income producing? And high income producing skill is something that is going to help you make money incorrelated to time. What do I mean by that? Meaning you do not want to be getting paid by the hour. How many of you guys are currently getting paid by the hour? For those of you who are exchanging time for your money, that is being your limitation in making more money. Why? Because we all have only 24 hours per day in one day. And 8 hours of it we're sleeping, 2 hours of it, well, I don't know, eating and pooping or whatever. We don't have that much time. So if you're getting paid by the hour, that is your first clue that this is not the right place to be. None of the millionaires, no millionaire has ever become a millionaire by exchanging their time hour per hour, by hour for money. Because guess what? Time is infinitely more valuable than money. So the first step in building a wealth ecosystem is investing in yourself and learning a high income producing skill that is not correlated to time. For example, you can write a book. You put it, so one of the ways to earn an income passively without having to put in the time. So I have written 7 books. 7 books I've written. 3 of them are bestsellers. Now, why is this important? Did my book make me a millionaire? No, not by itself. We know so many authors who are broke. Unless you're like a New York, if you're like, I don't know, Harry Potter level, you're not going to become a millionaire just by writing a book. But it is a component of a wealth ecosystem. How do I know? Because, for example, my Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies book, right? For those of you who can't see, Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies book, it became a bestseller. When did I write it? I wrote it in 2018, 2 weeks after I had my daughter. So I was literally breastfeeding and writing that book. And it took me 4 months to complete that book. And then that book became a bestseller. And now every 3 months, my publisher sends me a big fat check, about $40,000 to $20,000. Is that a great passive income? Am I still writing the book? No. Am I doing anything for that book anymore? It's been 4 years that I haven't done anything about that book, but that book is still bringing me money. My income is not correlated to time. I did the work, I set it up, and now it's making me more money. Now, of course, my books, and I have seven books. I have 7 books. 3 of them are bestsellers. So you can do the calculation. But again, just writing a book is not enough because, okay, I get paid $20,000 per every quarter. That is not going to make me a millionaire by itself. So what else do I need? I need other components. I need to increasingly find new ways to increase my income indirectly to the time that I put in. And that's exactly for those of you who are like, okay, how do I write a book? How do I find other things to increase my income without putting my time, without getting paid on an hourly basis? That is exactly, you guys, what we're going to talk about in the 5-day challenge, in the Start Building Your Wealth challenge. It is not just about investing. It is about literally this. It's about creating your wealth ecosystems, creating a business that allows you to work not based on the time that you put in, but based on the time that you set it up, and then the money keeps coming back in. I am walking the talk. Like, I'm teaching you this not because like I didn't go to school for entrepreneurship. I didn't go to school for investing. I didn't go to school for business, but I actually did it. It took me 10 years to figure it out. And then I saw people who were like, hadn't figured it out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to help them. So that's why I'm doing this right now, you guys. So that was one of the elements of the wealth ecosystem. Increase your income. The second, so without an income, you don't have anything. Increasing income that is not correlated to time. All right, everybody got it? Wrote your notes down. All right, great. So the second level of a wealth ecosystem is, of course, investing, is making that income work for you, is making that income have babies, however you want to call it. You need to compound that income. And what's absolutely crazy about this is that, okay, so you're like, okay, I'm investing, but the markets are down. I don't know what to do. Like, what if the markets go down? What if the markets crash? That's why you need both. That's why you not only need the income, you also need the investments. So guess what I'm doing right now that the markets are crashing? Like, I know some of you are like, oh, ha, 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 ha. You bought Netflix when it was higher. What are you doing? Are you crying? Guess what? My portfolio is still above $5 million. Why? Because I have the first pillar of my wealth ecosystem so secure that now that the markets are dropping, I'm still buying. Like, I don't care if the markets are dropping, because my income pillar is secure and I have buying power for when the markets drop. I love market crashes. I literally love market crashes because I have because my wealth ecosystem doesn't just only have one pillar. It's not just investing. Doesn't have only two pillars. It's not just income. You actually have also the third and a fourth pillar that, again, we're going to talk about in the wealth ecosystem, in the Start Building a Wealth Challenge. But even these two pillars alone are the foundation. The third and the fourth pillar is what's going to make you a fortune. And that's, you guys, what I'm going to talk about in the Start Building Your Wealth Challenge. Because if you have investing, if increased income, that's great, but you're still not immune to geopolitical tensions. So I'll tell you a story, for example, right? So my dad, before I was born and raised in Iran, right? So he was a CEO of the successful construction company, and he was making buckload of money. Like, my sister and brother, who are older than me, they literally grew up going to the school with a chauffeur and like a really, really good life. And he started from zero as well. But what happened is a geopolitical tension that he had not foreseen. Like, he was making all this money, but then what happened in 1979? The Iranian Revolution happened. The government was cracking down on all the rich people, and especially Jewish people. So they went in and they took over all of my dad's assets and his company and everything else, and they were going to kill him, right? So he already had increased income and he was investing in some things, but his wealth ecosystem was not complete. I joke around I was actually talking to my mom and dad the other day, and they're still like remembering the good old days and how they had to fall from like the top to the low and how horrible it was. And my mom they're still mourning that loss. And I told my mom, like, okay, maybe, but your loss enabled me to figure out how to create a wealth ecosystem that is unshakable, that no matter what happens to the governments, no matter what war we go through, because what happened, like right after the revolution, then Iran went to the Iran-Iraq war. Like, there were so many crazy things happening that they had, like, it was out of their control. So how do you can create a wealth ecosystem that no matter what happens in the world, I mean, obviously if a war happens and then you die, okay, you die. Like, okay, so they didn't kill my dad. They were going to kill him, but they didn't kill my dad. But if you're dead, you're dead. But what if you don't die and you're dealing with the aftermath of war, of a recession, of a government crackdown? How do you make your wealth ecosystem bulletproof? So I saw my dad. I saw not like he didn't know any better. He didn't have any role model to like they didn't even think a revolution is going to happen, right? But that allowed me to kind of look at the bigger picture and make me really, really conservative when it comes to protecting my wealth. And that is my wealth ecosystem has 4 pillars. It's not just increased income, it's not just investing, it also has 2 more pillars that we are going to talk about in the Start Building Your Wealth Challenge in detail. On day 3, we're going to talk about pillar number 3. And on day 5, we're going to talk about pillar number 4 and bringing it all together. And by the way, you guys, if you're attending the Start Building Your Wealth Challenge, we've already almost sold out on VIP. I don't know if we have any seats available. We've already sold out way more VIP tickets than general admission. But I'm telling you, the VIP is where it's at because you guys know, how many guys know I charge $25,000 per hour for consulting? Like big companies like Gemini and Robinhood and all these companies, they hire me to go and talk like for 1 hour and they pay me like $30,000, $100,000. But during the Start Building Your Wealth Challenge, I'm going to be live face-to-face with you on Zoom and I will answer your questions. If you're platinum, you're going to get guaranteed because we have so many VIPs, I may not get to all of your questions. If you're platinum, you're going to get a guarantee. We're going to have only a select number of seats available. Of course, again, time, there's a limitation for that. So if you're attending the Start Building Your Wealth Challenge, here are some things you want to keep in mind. Number 1, if you can attend live, definitely attend VIP. If you cannot attend live, the challenge is going to be from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you cannot attend live, do not purchase the VIP ticket because we are not going to have replays from the VIPs because we want to protect the VIPs questions. You're going to get to ask me whatever question that you want. It could be personal. So we are not going to share the replays. So if you cannot attend 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. live every single day, starting Monday until Friday, then you do not want to become a VIP. You want to be general admission. General admission replays are going to be available for 24 hours. Now, again, this is not just an informational training. It's not a training. This is a challenge. The reason I'm going to call it a challenge is because I'm going to challenge you to actually take action on the stuff that I'm going to teach you so that you can actually build at least a foundation of your wealth ecosystem by Friday. So tomorrow is May 2nd. Friday, May 6th is going to be the last day of the challenge. And by then, you're going to have the foundation of your wealth ecosystem, or at least you're going to be on the journey of building your wealth ecosystem by Friday. It's a challenge that it's not like scrolling on TikTok or scrolling on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube. It is, hey, go do this, and you go do this, and you come back and ask me a question the next day, and you go and take the actions. That's what the challenge is, by the way. For those of you who are asking, the challenge, the link is in my bio. Also, you can just directly type in yourwealthnow.com, yourwealthnow.com, and grab your tickets. We're starting Monday at 5 p.m. All right. So one other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is how many of you, now that I've like ranted this much about building a wealth ecosystem, I'm curious, like how many of you are actually interested in being in a position where you can be financially independent? You don't rely on the government. You don't rely on a spouse. You don't rely on your parents. You don't rely on your job, on your boss. You don't rely on somebody else to make you money. If that's you, put a P in the chat box. Put a P in the chat box if you want to be in the position where you can be financially independent. So here's my question for you. So think about back in the day, like who taught you everything that you know about making money? Who did you learn about money? Was it your dad? Was it your teacher? Was it your mom? Was it people around you? Like, I learned a great deal about money from, school telling me money is not important, right? And I also learned a lot about money from my professors, which again told me that if you're an engineer, you shouldn't be worried about money. So who taught you what you know about making money? So Jonathan said books, right? Trial and error. So if it was a person, so the people, like whoever that comes to your mind, right? How much money do the people who taught you about money have? Why do I ask that question? Because, well, who do you want to be your instructor? Like, I came from a family and a culture who thought that even discussing money is taboo. At school, we had a fourth grade super important essay that everybody had to complete, and its title was, "Which one is more important, knowledge or money?" And we had to answer knowledge, as if knowledge and money are mutually exclusive. I learned about how life works from my electrical engineering professor in Japan, who also thought that money is evil. He was on a 30K per year salary. What can he teach me about making money? Like, how many of you would agree that a person can only teach you what they know how to do? The results tell me that he knows how to do. So he knows how to make $30,000 per year. So he can only teach me how to make $30,000 per year. Right? So what could he possibly teach me about making money? I'm not saying like coaches are bad. Coaches are great as long as they have already achieved what you want to achieve. The same goes with like would you hire, let's say you are going through a divorce, or you're going, let's say, let's say you want to lose weight and you want to become like fit. You want to like go become a bodybuilder. Would you hire a coach who's like 200 pounds overweight and isn't walking the talk? Or would you hire a coach who at least in the past was a bodybuilder, maybe he's now retired, or who has successfully achieved what you want to achieve, right? So my love says, I want to become a millionaire. Then if I want to become a millionaire, then who do I need to learn from? If you want to learn how to become wealthy, you need to learn the process from somebody who's already wealthy. Like, for example, my husband and I, we wanted to fix our relationship because we were going through some rough patches, right? And I was like, okay, I need to find a coach, because therapy, I just hate therapy. Therapy, just like you just go and like blah, and then you just come back like you hate each other even more. So I really was looking for a coach to help us with our relationship. Who do I put in the chat box? Who do you think we hired as a coach to help us with our relationship? Was it somebody who was already divorced and didn't know, or single, didn't know anything about marriage? Or was it somebody who had gone through some hardships in his own life with his wife, and they came out of it successfully? Which one do you think? Was it number one or was it number two? Right? The Skipster says, you're wise beyond your years. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not that young. I don't know how I appear. I'm actually 38. So, and if I'm 38 and I don't know what I'm talking about, then yeah. Steve Harvey. No, we hired a coach who had a successful marriage with kids, who was in the position that I want to be already, who had achieved what I wanted to achieve, right? So if you want to become a millionaire, if you want to achieve financial freedom, you need to learn from a millionaire. You need to learn from somebody who's achieved what you want to achieve. Like, how many of you guys would love to have somebody like Warren Buffett or Tony Robbins to be your mentor? Like, why is everybody like going to gaga about Warren Buffett? Because he's already achieved what you want to achieve, right? So what if you could actually sit down with somebody who's achieved what you want to achieve, who hasn't not only increased the income, but also invested and create a wealth ecosystem that is unshakable, and you get to ask them questions, right? Because Those kind of people, those are the people who've been there. They are already where you want to be, right? So no matter what you're going to do, no matter what it is, there's going to be a process, right? And one of the things that I learned, thankfully, early on is when I found those kind of coaches, and I've had many, many, many coaches throughout the years that helped me with all these pillars, you want to submit to your teacher. Because you might be saying, okay, but Kiana, I don't have a talent. All I know is how to cook. Well, tell that to Rachel Ray. Or you might be saying, okay, I don't know anything. I'm just curious. I just want to ask some questions. I like people. I just want to like talk to people. Well, tell that to Oprah. Right? Or you might be saying, all I know, like, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. All I know is how to take care of a home and be a homemaker. Well, tell that to billionaire Martha Stewart. There is always a way to make money using your expertise, as long as you have the right roadmap. Find your genius, turn on the camera, and once people start taking notice, you realize that you found your gift and it has value in the marketplace, and it's going to help you increase your income, that is going to help you invest more, that is going to help you build that wealth ecosystem that is going to be unshakable and is going to get you financially free. All right. With that, you guys, I'm going to answer maybe 2 questions over here. Make your money from the market and buy something you can buy. You can see you have family. Let's see if we have any questions over here. Are there creeps in the comments? Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, I know there are some creeps in the comments. You guys are amazing. The one, you guys who are like, what are the other two? Ooh, that's to be continued. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. So the other 2 pillars of the wealth ecosystem. So we had income, investing, influence, and insure. Insure goes to protecting your wealth. Insure goes to getting tax breaks. Influence, this is the thing that no government, no financial crash, nothing is gonna get from you. Has anyone heard any PR is good PR? Right? So once you have influence, again, influence alone is not gonna get you a millionaire. Like, we know so many influencers on TikTok, on Instagram, who are broke and they have millions and millions and millions of followers. And by influence, I don't mean to become an influencer. I don't mean create millions and millions of followers. I'm going to explain exactly what I mean by influence that is going to, as a whole, that is going to create this 4 pillars of your wealth ecosystem on day 3 of the Start Building Your Wealth Challenge. So grab your seats. My net worth right now is above 5 million. I'm actually going to do the calculation tomorrow, Monday, before the challenge. So I have the exact right numbers for you. I'm going to take a screenshot of all of my portfolios so that you see exactly what my net worth is, but is roughly $5 million at the moment. And yeah, so that's it, you guys. If you haven't grabbed your seats yet, go do it, because we may have already run out of seats for the platinum, because we only had a select numbers. Platinum for the challenge, you get to ask your questions first. You're going to have guaranteed answers from me every single day of the challenge. VIP, you get to be with me on the Zoom call. And once that we're done with the platinum questions, we get to your answers. Because we have so many VIPs, we may or may not get to your answers by the end of the challenge. I'll do my best to answer each and every one of your questions. But the amazing news is, sometimes me answering other people's questions is going to be very helpful for you, because majority of the times, other people ask the questions that you wanted to ask. So VIP and platinum is where it's at. General admission, but just know that VIP and platinum we're not going to have replays. It is a live experience. This is not a training. This is me and you on Zoom. I'm going to be seeing your face. We're going to be like on Zoom together. I'm going to be doing this challenge. So if you can attend live, do it, you guys. We typically were used to do this challenge at 11 a.m. and it's super life-changing. But this time we got some feedback. We're like, I have a job. I don't have time. Can you do it later? So This week, we're doing it 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., even though it's the time that I typically spend with my daughter. I was like, you know what? Let's get more people enrolled. So it's going to be 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you're in New York, anywhere in the Eastern time zone in America, that is going to be the time to attend. And yeah, that is, David is asking, are you going to cover affiliate marketing? You bet. Yes, affiliate marketing is one of the amazing, amazing ways to increase your income if you don't have a service to sell yourself, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I still do affiliate marketing. So we're definitely going to cover affiliate marketing as well. If you have specific questions about affiliate marketing, you know where to go. Grab your VIP seats. And I'm getting compliments about my braids. Thank you. The truth is my hair was dirty and I couldn't be bothered washing it. So I just put in the braid. So tomorrow I'm going to wash my hair. So that's why my hair is in a braid. You guys, I am so excited to celebrate your success. The reason why we're doing this 5-day challenge, because we've seen how many lives has been changed. If you haven't grabbed your seats again, you guys go to yourwealthnow.com, yourwealthnow.com, and grab your seats. If you're on Instagram or on TikTok, just go to my bio, click on the link. It's the middle button. It says Start Building Your Wealth Challenge. We're starting tomorrow, you guys. I'm super excited, and I hope to see you on Zoom live tomorrow. Kiana out.